Hi everybody, this is Konstantin Weinfeld. I'm back on YouTube and this is a new harmonica lesson on a Christmas tune. Today we had the first snow here in Cologne and I thought I really gotta record this video now. So here I am teaching you how to play Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Before we start out with that, I would like to show you some of the CDs I was given at the World Harmonica Festival last month. I was glad to be part of that again, because the festival only happens every 4 years, and it was great to see the big harmonica family again reunited. And if you have the chance to go there in 2021, you should definitely do so. It's really worth it. So this is a chromatic harmonica player from Taipei, Taiwan. His name is Yang Li, and he has 2 or even 3 tracks on here. Original tunes in a duo setting with a pianist. Really beautiful ballads. I really enjoyed them, and he's also part of the harmonica ensemble, Judy's Harmonica Ensemble. If you like harmonica quartets or harmonica music in general, you should definitely check them out too. This is the next one. It's an EP by a Polish harmonica player. His name is Marcin Dijak. I hope I pronounce his name right. And he has some great jazz standards on here, played on an augmented tuned harmonica. So I would say he's really the pioneer of that tuning, and it really sounds awesome. If you like jazz standards, or if you like a special harmonica sound, this might be something for you. And he also won the 2nd prize in the jazz category at the World Harmonica Festival, so that definitely speaks for him. Let's go to the 3rd one. This one's called Diatonic Takeoff by Rohan Singhal, and this was a big surprise for everyone at the World Harmonica Festival. He's only 12 years old and from India, and he's playing a wide range of musical styles on here. Contemporary pop tunes like Ed Sheeran songs, but he also has blues on here, jazz and Indian ragas, so very diverse repertoire, and I think you'll find something you like. Maybe he has his music online, but you'll definitely find some of his performances online on YouTube or Facebook. He won the 3rd prize in the jazz category and the 5th in the blues category, and his performances will definitely keep you motivated playing harmonica. This is the last one. This is a friend from Slovakia living in Bratislava. His name is Juraj Schweigert. He has beautiful stuff on here. It's an unusual blues record, but very exciting. Mostly original tunes again. Sometimes he sounds like William Clark or Carlos Del Ronco, but he definitely has his own sound, and it's very creative. I think he won the 2nd prize in the blues category and the 5th in the jazz category, and the record is called Novelty Shop, so I can definitely recommend this one. Okay. So these are the 4 CDs I wanted to present to you. So let's talk about Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And this will be a little jazz version of it, played in the key of C. We're going to use our C harmonica, so we'll be playing in 1st position. So the melody really isn't that hard to play, but it will be the challenge to just make the melody more expressive in that key. So that's not a very easy thing to do because we already have all the notes naturally available on our instrument, and we want to make the melody live a little more, so that's what we'll focus on. Okay, so I will just start out playing the melody right now for you, so you have it in your ear again. 1, 2, and 2, 3. Okay, so let's check it out. The whole melody is really just based on the regular C major scale. And there's only one little exception in there. There's a C sharp in the B section. And at that very moment, it's actually only a chromatic approach note. So it's not a chord note, and the tune is very clearly in the key of C major. However, within the B part, there's a little section where it goes to F major, which would be 12th position for us. We're going to talk about that later. Now it's about the melody. We are starting out on G, which is 6th blow. E, F, and then we're playing the G again 2 times. And that's already a thing we got to talk about. So we really want to separate these notes here and imagine ourselves being piano players just pressing down the same key twice. So for the second G, I'm just talking through the instrument saying da, a very smooth one. So I do that every time we gotta play the same note twice, or even for 3 times or 4 times. So that happens in the tune very frequently. And that's very important, otherwise the melody will blur and it's not defined anymore. Again, we are playing G, then A and B, and 7th blow, that's C. We are playing that 2 times again. Same thing, we're playing G for 3 times here. The F 2 times. And that little phrase is very connected, right? Because it only uses the adjacent notes on the same breathing directions on the harmonica. So that's a little contrast there already. So that's the beginning of the B section, and we are landing on an A there, which is the 3/0 whole tone bend. That's a very clear sign for F major, because it's the major third of that key. Then for a little moment, the melody pretends to go to the key of G major. But it really goes to the dominant chord. We're going to talk about the chords later. Moving back to C major, a 5-1 in C. So we want to breathe a little more life into the melody here, because the melody can sound a little square in first position, right? There are several techniques we can use to do so. I would definitely use vibrato, and I even use it on the blow notes here. I would say it's kind of a bend and unbend vibrato, and I can just demonstrate it on 6/0 blow, for example. It's only my tongue using the regular bending technique, and bending the 6/0 blow down, maybe even as far as possible before the blow note blocks, and I'm close before playing an overblow there. If I would really exaggerate, I would get a sound like this. So that's something you want to avoid, but you'll get a feel for how far you can go there. And you can also support it with your lower jaw. That's an option. But that's a little more movement, so I don't like that. If you can only do it with your tongue, that's great. The other thing is you can really make use of your rhythmic freedom here. Because we are playing a swing version of the tune, you can really lay back for some of the phrases. I don't know, something like that, right? So that could be another exciting thing. And the third thing I would like to mention is just adding some little ornaments. So there are several options here. You can slide to a note. Or you can play a little ornament where something like 6/0 draw to 6/0 blow transforms into 6/0 draw, a short 7/0 draw, 6/0 draw again, 6/0 blow. And the whole movement is only done by my lower jaw, so that's not too much movement. If you move your head or your harmonica, that's a little too much, and then it won't sound as natural, right? And the last thing is, of course, make use of the expressive notes on the harmonica. Especially if you get to the B section, playing all these low draw notes and the bends. There are a lot of things you can do, and you can get a little bluesy in the B section too. Maybe even playing a double stop. Something like that. So to close this off, I also want to get to the chords for a little second. Most of the harmonies are very diatonic, so you can really play over the whole thing, maybe even just using the major pentatonic in C major. Maybe adding the bluesy notes. You can definitely wail your blues scale over this one too. Which is easier in the lower octave or the higher octave in this position. However, if you can play the overblows in the middle octave, that could be an option too. All these things work out pretty well. But there's a little pattern, harmonic pattern in the A section that's important. So the first chord is a C major 7. That's just our root chord. But then, right after that, the backing track is playing a C7 chord, a dominant chord. And that's a 5 of F major 7. It's pretty easy to play on the harmonica, but we really want to make the harmonic movement to the F major 7 chord clear. And for that, it's pretty useful to know about the arpeggio of that chord. Maybe I can write it down here. So that's exciting. And also the chord after that, which is the B flat 7 chord. And the 7th of that chord, which is an A flat, really doesn't have too much to do with the key of C major. So that's an important note we could highlight at that very moment. So the arpeggio of the B flat 7 chord is B flat, D, F, and A flat. And if we know about all these arpeggio, we can play very clear melodic ideas over this tune. Even if the backing track isn't playing, people will be able to follow us through the tune. Something like that. So that's very clear. At the same time, you can still play just C major over this, and it will sound pretty good. For the B section, it's only important to be able to play in the key of F major. So you should know the major scale in the key of F. And there are just very diatonic chords within that key played by the backing track here. There's a 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 and stuff like that. So that should be pretty easy for you. And the 36251 in the key of F major is followed by a 36251 in the key of G major. So that's the third and last key you should be able to play at least like the major pentatonic in, or the major scale. So that's the key of G. So maybe I can upload a sheet in the Dropbox folder. I'll link below in the description box, where I'll just write out all these arpeggios for the 36251s in the key of F and G. Because that's important for the B section. However, the whole tune is in the key of C major, so you can definitely survive improvising over this tune only using the notes of the regular C major scale, while having a natural feel for the harmonic movement of the chords. And I just think it's a very fun tune to improvise over. To get that natural feel for the harmonic movement and the melody, I always recommend to sing the melody, maybe even with the lyrics, and also try to sing your own improvisations. That will really help you. So I will just go ahead now and play my version of the tune to the backing track. I hope you enjoyed this little lesson. If so, you can give the video a thumbs up if you like. You can share the video, that would be great. And I also included my email address in the information box below. You can contact me there for private harmonica lessons via Skype. And yeah, if there won't be another video before Christmas, I wish you a great Christmas time, and hope to see you soon in another video. Bye.